Okay. Hello, everybody. I am back with another solo RPG, and this one is called Elegy. Apparently, this is its fourth edition beta, so it's still not completely done. What I've read on the game page is that it's like barely done, but you could still give feedback and things like that. So I wanted to test it out. I keep coming back to it for some reason, even though this game is based off of like the Ironsworn and Starforged rules, which don't really gel well with me in solo mode. So I'm really challenging myself here. But yes, this is Elegy. This is where you play as a young vampire trying to survive in a big city. And it says your goals are to seek renown among your peers, fight to remain human, and uncover the secrets of a dark and unfamiliar world. And this game is based on the rules of Ironsworn and Starforged. I won't be rolling a d6 though versus the 2d10. I think it's just 2d10. I'm like learning along the way, which is how I play most of my games and how I post most of them. I don't usually come and record knowing the game back to back, or I would just never play. That would just take too long. So I wanna jump in. I did create the character. I went through like the character creation process, like slower and in my own time, and the world building and stuff like that, which was very similar to Ironsworn. So I could see that inspiration there. So I created my character here, and then I printed out these pages. There's 6 of them. There are feats and edges. There's like a lot of new terms, but I'm hoping that my brain will kind of get used to them as more I go. So you have like aspects, you have natural gifts, you have edges, and there's experience, and then there's renown, and there's humanity and insight. There's stuff. And then you have conditions. There is something called rush. There's something called health, clarity, mask, and blood. That's 4 things to track as well. You have 4 main attributes: body, mind, charm, and soul. And so I know this is the main thing that I'll be looking at, this first page here. And so there's a lot of new terms, and what I'm feeling is a little overwhelmed by how much new terms there are. But I'm wondering if that's just a thing because I'm new to the game and you eventually get used to it. That's how I felt with games like City of Mist, where it took me a solid 2 months, and now I just know it like the back of my hand. So I'm definitely used to playing games where there's a lot of new mechanics and game aspects. It's not crunchy at all. There's a lot of new terms. And then we have our connections, and how that's built out is very similar to Ironsworn. You have your missions that has its progress per rank, experience that you get when you finish. And then we have our adversaries page, loose ends. If you have any loose ends, you can add it as a question here, and all that good stuff. And then we have the world sheets. We have our truths of the world, and we have the world sheet for the city that we're in. So all that is ready. So I created my character, and this game takes place modern day in a world very much like our own, except vampires exist. I also made it a truth that witches, fae, werewolves, like why not? Vampires exist? Yeah, well, let's bring everybody in. And so the game uses 2d10, with most rolls being made with these 2 dice. And then there's the tracking meters like rush or health. It can be played with others in 2 modes. It says that it could be played just like Ironsworn, so guided or cooperative. That could be interesting. Possibly could try that out. So basically, the core resolution mechanic is the action roll with these 2d10. You roll them, add them together, and then you add the appropriate attribute. So if I'm going to, 2d10 plus body, which is just a 0, so I wouldn't be rolling anything. Or I could roll mind, which is a +1, so 2d10 plus 1. And then you could add any bonuses and effects that you can get from your edges. And those are aspects, gifts, bonds, impacts, blights, feats, stuff like that. So again, a lot of phrases. Optionally, you could use your blood to boost your abilities by losing 1 to 3 blood. So, okay, blood is down here on the sheet. And then adding that value to your roll. And the max that I can get is a +5. So I can get a +1 from mind, for example, and then I could get like add 2 from blood, a couple from like maybe a special gift I have. So yeah. And this game has tiers of success. So that's similar to how Ironsworn does it. You know, the whole PBTA, tiers of success. So a failure is 9 or less. A flat success is 10 to 14, and then we have a stylish success, which is a 15 plus. So you achieve what you want and are in control of the situation, and you gain benefits, which are usually like a +1 to your rush, and you mark progress if you're attacking in combat. So that's the basics of it. Last night, I was like, there's so many terms. I need to break it all down. So what I was wondering is, I was like, what is an edge? What is an aspect and a gift? And, you know, what is a feat? And then the character sheet has like dots next to it. So there's a lot going on. And you have aspects, natural gifts, edges, and then there's dots next to it all. So I was like, okay, let me slow down. Let's read again. Let's try to see what all this is. So the game uses a hierarchy to organize your character's abilities. So you have edges, which is just the umbrella term for any special characteristic, ability, or resource that your character has, and there are 6 types of edges. So there's the aspects, and this is your mortal background, occupation, and or mundane skills. And then you have a gift, and that represents your supernatural vampiric powers. And then you have a feat. A feat is a specific individual ability that falls under an edge. So there's that. And then the edge is the category, the feat is the actual rule you use. And then, for example, your gift is an edge. My gift, I believe, I have one called control. So mind control to force answers from suspects. I also have another gift called vision and resilience. And yeah, so on the character sheet, if I go here, this character sheet, because I was quite confused. I'm trying to show it on the camera, but it's too bright. Or maybe if I do this. Too bright. But, so you got edges, and then you have the type of edge, and then there's 3 dots next to the edge name. And then you have 5 numerical lines under that. So the 3 dots next to an edge represent your mastery over it. And you start the game with 1 dot filled in each of the starting edges. And mechanically, the dots are bonuses. So when you make an action roll, if that edge is helpful, you add the number of filled dots to that roll. So if I'm looking for clues, I can add a +1 to my roll because I have 1 dot in my investigation aspect, which is this one here. And I can spend experience points later to unlock more feats, fill in more dots, up to the maximum of 3. And then, where does that 5? There are 5. Oh, when you upgrade, you can learn like 5 new special things for your special edge. So my edge is investigation. I have 1 special thing that I can do for it right now. When you look for clues by looking around or doing research, add a +1. So, and then I was wondering about, experience. How does that work? There is renown. There's something on the sheet that says renown, humanity, and insight. And they're all dotted like diamonds. That's how you see it there. They're all like dotted diamonds there. Renown, humanity, and insight. And so your character earns XP by engaging with the world, of course. So it's divided into 3 distinct paths or tracks consisting of 5 diamonds. Renown represents your reputation. And then humanity is your effort to hold on to your mortal self. And then insight is uncovering hidden mysteries. And so when you complete a mission or seal a relationship, you trace the lines on these diamonds based on how hard the challenge was. So the challenges will let you know that you can trace a quarter of the diamond for an easy task, or you can trace in a full diamond for a hard one. So every time you completely fill in one diamond, you get 1 XP. And so there's 5 diamonds for each experience track, I guess. And then there's also the failure track. Another diamond that you got to fill in. And so failures are like Elegy, I've read, it also rewards you for making mistakes. So the failure track is the single large diamond. It's divided into 4 triangles, and then also you trace these. And so if you roll a failure where both dice show the exact same number, that's a match, and you trace 3 lines, and it shows it on the sheet. But if you just fail regularly, it's 1 trace. And then once all 8 lines are traced, you earn 1 XP, erase the diamond, start over. So I do like that when you fail, it's very like a PBTA type mechanic, where failure, you at the very least you get XP, so it kind of, put some coolant on the sting of failing a roll, which is always nice, I think. And then we have conditions, all that good stuff. So let's go over the world that I created. And then we'll go over like who my character is, connections, all that good stuff. So I went over the truths yesterday, I think, or the day before. So here are the specific truths. So vampirism here isn't a curse. It is a genetic mutation. That's what I chose. You could choose the origins. And then blights, like what are vampires vulnerable to in this world? They are a vampire's blight. Their particular weakness starts when their humanity slips. That's one of their blights. Also, sunlight doesn't burn us to ash. It just rapidly decays our flesh, so leaving perfectly preserved, dried bones behind. And interestingly, here, vampires do not need invitations to enter mortal homes, but crossing into a rival vampire faction's district uninvited is highly illegal and dangerous here, which is what I chose. Governing. What's the governance? The governance of the city is divided among queens. That's what I chose. And sunlight. Yeah, I already went over sunlight. Hunting territory. Besides their own, where can vampires hunt and feed? I said wherever they have access to. The game gets a little bit deeper, like have common sense, but yeah, that's what I put. Vampire hunters exist, but they are uncommon but organized, is what I said. And witches are here. They're common and well organized. I thought it'd be cool to have witches. And then there are, like I said, vampire hunters. We got werewolves. Humans who turn into large wolves are present within the city, but uncommon. So I put that there. And then for the Fae, these ethereal beings born in the land of dreams, they are rare and extremely well hidden, because I thought that was just so Fae-like. Made sense to me. And so that's the truths of the world. And then we have the city. Our story takes place in Crescent City, is what it's called. It was originally founded on an 18th century Spanish mission. It is a city that is powered by entertainment, nightlife, finance, and banking. And the main languages spoke here are English, Spanish, and Mandarin. And the climate, it's dense. It's like a chilling coastal fog that rolls in every night. I'm thinking we're in the US. I'm thinking like Washington area, like a cool city near Seattle or something. Like an alternate universe Seattle, but this is called Crescent City. Yeah. This is it's like a Las Vegas in Seattle type large city, if that makes sense. The highlights of the city: it has a massive influx of mortals that are lured here by cheap housing in rapidly gentrifying districts. And then the ugly side is that the city is plagued by a high rate of mysterious, unexplained tragedies. And my character is called Juliana. She is 37 years old, but looks exactly 32. That is her apparent age, because on the character sheet you write your real age and your apparent age. She was an FBI agent, but her cousin Emmy, who is a powerful adult vampire, coerced her into undeath. So Emmy didn't turn. I don't think Emmy turned Juliana out of love. She did it because she needed a highly trained investigator like Juliana and enforcer for her underworld operations. Part of that came from the book. It has you roll on a table when you're rolling your character and their connections. So yeah. Let's see. I have the PDF open as well. So when you're creating your character, it does say, roll for who turned you. Who were they to you? Sometimes I'll roll, but I chose not a complete stranger. I originally rolled a complete stranger and I was like, I want it to be someone I know. So I chose a relative, which is number 10. And then you could choose, why did they turn you? And then I think I just rolled and I got like 79, and it says they wanted access to your useful skills and assets and you were convinced or coerced by them. Some reason my character was coerced by her cousin Emmy. And so that is Juliana. She's still highly skilled. She still carries her FBI badge and her service pistol, and she blends her mortal tactical skills with her new vampiric gifts. So I chose supernatural vision. I have supernatural senses and reading auras. I thought these all fit with someone who was an FBI agent, because the way that the truths in the world in terms of like, how do you get your powers? Let's see. Did I write that down? Yeah, natural powers is something that you'll choose. Like, how do vampires get their powers? So for creating the universe, you could choose natural powers here. A vampire's natural powers and blight are... you can get them inherited from your progenitor, like whoever turned you. They could be seemingly random, or they're influenced by their personality. And I chose influenced by their personality. I thought that was fun. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got that idea from Twilight, because I think that's how it works. I think that's how it works in Twilight. I read the books, and of course, I read the books like when I was in high school, and then watched the movies, of course. And I remember that the vampires' personalities were like based on like who they were before they were undead. So that's how it is in this game. The powers a vampire develops naturally don't follow a strict pattern, but reflect in some way or another their personality. So I thought, what would someone who is a highly trained and skilled FBI agent, what would their powers be? So I chose vision. I chose control, which is mind control to force answers from suspects. And then I chose resilience to survive lethal physical encounters. Let's see how that goes. So in terms of where we operate out of, where I live, I live in an old safe house, and the district is called Old Mission Hill. It's a commercial district ruled by the faction that I'm in, because there are factions in this world, of course, which I think is inspired by like Vampire the Masquerade game. I haven't played it. I just have seen the character sheet and it scared me, so I don't know if I'll play. But yeah, so factions are important. Factions are the political forces in the city's underworld. Establishing them in your world makes it easier to introduce interesting new characters and generate situations filled with political or ideological tension. So every faction has 4 values, with one designated as its major value, the one that is most central and dominant in its behavior and philosophy. And then each faction has a home district, the district of your city where it is primarily based and operates from. Though this isn't necessarily the only territory it controls. So the faction that I'm a part of is called the Cassandra faction, or I'm part of the Cassandra lineage. It's this like secret group of enigmatic spies and scholars. That one just made the most sense. And so my primary hunting ground is this this newly built, like gentrified apartment complex nearby. So this is where I go to feed on wealthy people behind closed doors. It's too easy. And so when it comes to factions, there's sample ones here. Of course, you can create your own, but this is the Cassandra lineage. The Umbra represent the myth of the mysterious, shadowy vampire. Enigmatic and secretive, they pull strings from the dark to achieve their goals. They are often scholars, value knowledge and control over others above anything. Their main value is spying. Other values, secret, intellectual puppeteer. Suggested natural powers are shade, vision, and veil. And suggested blight, light abhorrent, or no reflection. Ooh, no reflection is crazy. That is a vampire thing. I think Twilight has like ruined us. I forgot that no reflection is a thing. I think we should bring that back to vampire stories. No reflection. So yeah, I'm a part of the Cassandra lineage. And I also have 2 major connections. So I have the first is my progenitor, Emmy. We are bloodbound, of course. I had to feed on her and rely on for like legal and security because where's she at? I have her in here as my connection. Emmy, cousin. Her expertise is law, basic security, self-defense, and negotiation. So I guess if I ever need help with that, she'll come in handy there and maybe I'll get some type of bonus. So when this connection aids me in an action related to their specific skill, I can add a +1. My second bond is Lucas. This is my character's ex-fiance. They are no longer together, but she still very much cares for him. And his kind of memory is the main thing that keeps her tethered. I think they meet up sometimes. Okay, so those are the connections. And right now, after you're done creating your character and doing all that good stuff, it goes towards your first mission. And that is where I'm at now. So I already kind of rolled for inspiration and all that good stuff. So tonight we have our inciting incident. Let's see how this goes. Our first official mission. Juliana is standing in her secure apartment. Her service weapon, it's on the table next to her FBI badge. And suddenly, her vision gift flashes without a warning. And so vision, supernatural senses and reading aura. But actually, that's the note I put, but let's look at, that's one of her gifts. So let's look at vision. Okay, here we go. Vision. You can read another person's aura, gaining specific insight into their emotions, inclinations, or personality. You can pick up impressions from the history of an object. When you slumber, you may share your symbolic dreams in real time with any other sleeping or slumbering individual you know. Okay, so maybe vision is not like an actual vision, like That's So Raven type vision. It's okay. That's how I'm going to use it now. Why not? So we have our first mission. We have a vision. We see in my mind's eye In her mind's eye, she sees a breached door. We see tactical boots on glass, and the glint of organized vampire hunters that are moving with military precision toward a hidden Cassandra faction safe house that's just a few blocks away. So, our first mission, we're going to say it is a... Make it easy, not too easy, but let's make it a rank 2. I already wrote it down. I made it a rank 2 mission. The objective, stop the imminent vampire hunter raid on the Cassandra faction safe house. This is rank 2. So I will only get kind of 2, how do they say? 2 traces of a diamond. And then progress per rank, I'll just get 2 like little stars, which is similar to Starforged. And this is where the mission is at, and we're tracking the ranking and all that good stuff. Okay, so we have a brief window to act before the raid begins. So grab our gun, head out into the fog of night, and let's roll some dice to see what Juliana does next. So what approach do we want to take? We know where it's at. We're going to be sneaky and stealthy, of course. Okay, so my idea is I also want to let Emmy know what's going on, and she can meet me there. Maybe we can work together before fully rushing in. So it is nighttime. We slip out. There is the coastal fog near Old Mission Hill. That's the district we're in. And I have the service weapon drawn. It's close to my chest. I pull out my phone, dial Emmy. She answers immediately. I tell her about the immediate raid, and we hear her tone drops, ice cold, professional. She says, I know the safe house's security layout perfectly. Hold the perimeter, stay out of sight, and track their breach points. And she says she's on her way. She wants to track them in a specific type of maneuver, she says. So, mechanically, I think we're trying to have some type of technical or tactical advantage we're observing the hunters right now from the shadows, and then we're coordinating with Emmy's knowledge of building defenses. So, let's approach this. Let's approach this analytically. We're tracking their movements, counting their numbers, finding blind spots. So we're gonna roll with mind. So if we go back to the rolling. Okay, here we go. Standard action roll, 2d10. Attributes. So mind. My mind is a +1. And then consider any feats that apply. Also, add your dots on related aspects or aiding any bonds, any gifts. So, what else is going to help me here? Emmy's helping me out because she has her expertise in basic security, self-defense, law. So she knows the security layout because this is a building that we know of. It's our faction's building. Okay, so that's 1. I have I have investigation. I have gunnery are my starting aspects. I have a dot in both of those. Is that helpful? So I'm going to use my mind attribute, my investigation aspect, and then Emmy's expertise. So that is a 2d20 plus 3. So let's see how it goes. Come on. That is a 7 plus 3. That's unfortunate. That's only a 10. Well, wait. That's a flat success. Okay, so you've made progress, but we aren't in control. So take the benefits of a stylish success, then pay the price. So a flat success is kind of like a success with the complication. It's very PBTA. Okay, so let's go. Where's the pay the price? There's all the oracles are kind of down here. Okay. Oh, pay the price was the page right above it. Didn't need to search for it, but here we go. So when prompted to pay the price, envision what complication your action creates, then pick an appropriate price from the table below or roll to decide at random. Oh, okay, so I can choose. Oh, I forgot about Rush. As I'm reading about Rush right here. Rush represents your inertia and confidence. That is similar to Starforged, so it's like momentum. The value ranges from 0 to 10. I forgot what my starting rush is. It might be 0. You guys, I totally forgot what my starting stats are. Okay, here we go. Set max rush to 10. There we go. The base is 2, so I'm writing that down. Health, clarity, and mask are at 5. Health, clarity, mask, those are all at 5. Set blood to 4. And then vampires spend 1 blood to slumber through the day, and they're never fully satisfied after awakening. Oh, I don't even start full. I started this night. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Okay, so when a roll prompt tells you to pay the price, but doesn't mention any mechanical consequence, for example, losing rush, gaining blood, etc., pick one appropriate. Losing rush? It might be rush, but what does my rush start at? You can use rush to improve the result of a roll, being able to achieve a more decisive success or even avoid failure. After making an action roll, if your rush is higher than one of your dice, you may cool your rush to use its value instead of one of the die. When you do, reset your rush to the value of your base rush. Rush. Your starting base rush is +2. Right, I already knew that. But what is my current rush? Okay, so but let's roll a D100. Let's just see what the pay the price will be, because I'm not sure I have an idea of what the price could be. But let's just see what I roll. Might get something interesting as well. Rolling. Okay, that is 11. A new adversary is revealed. Lose rush. Oh. Lose rush, but what's my starting rush? Rush. Okay, your maximum rush is 2, and your base rush is 2. When you first start playing, your current rush is 2. Okay, start at 2. Cool. Oh, wait, the rules do say set your current rush to 2. Did I skip it? Was I reading too fast? It does say set your current rush to 2. Oh my God. Should I edit out me skipping that and act like I knew all along? Okay, so a new adversary. Are there like stat blocks? I know there's other characters. There's NPCs and there's sample ones. I know they have different ranks. Vampires have different ranks. If you're a young vampire, you have rank 2, but did that make you harder to take down? Or easier? I'm not sure. Let's see. We have a police agent. They're rank 2. And then we have a gangster, rank 2. Common mortal is a rank 1. And then if we have like an elder vampire, those are rank 4. So maybe the higher rank you are, the harder to take down. So like a vampire hunter has a rank 3. Or we have a vigilante. But the pay the price said a new adversary. Because I was going to say vampire hunter makes sense. They're the ones that are infiltrating, but maybe it's a gangster. Okay, so, but we also, let me go back to page 13, because it does say, actually page 14, it says you can take the benefits of stylish success, but you also have to pay the price. So what are the benefits of a stylish success? You gain plus 1 rush for any helpful feat. Then, if overcoming an obstacle, you can gain +1 rush. If you're preparing an advantage, you can gain 2 rush, or gain 1 rush and +1 in the next roll. Or if you're attacking in combat, you can mark progress. So we've made progress, but we aren't in control. So if we've made progress, I believe that means I can mark the progress per rank. So this is a rank 2. So I'm gonna mark 2 boxes, but a new adversary comes. But what should I choose? I gain +1 rush for any helpful feat that I used. My rush was at 2. I'm gonna say also, I think like a vigilante, because that sounds fun. Let's do a vigilante or some type of agent. I'm going to choose the preparing for an advantage one, and I'm going to gain +1 rush and +1 and a +1 in the next roll. And so the +1 rush that I gained and lost, basically, so I will stay at 2. But I do have a +1 to my next roll. Okay, so I got help from Emmy. She's like guy in the chair, voice in my ear. So I'm using FBI instincts. I successfully map the hunter's breach points. Okay, I secure a tactical position to ambush them, but as I settle into the night, I see a sleek black command vehicle rolls up silently behind the strike team. Door slides open, and I see a threat I did not anticipate. This is a specialized intelligence agent, and I could see they're wearing like thermal optic vision, a visor, military gear. They don't look like your local vigilantes, some type of highly organized operation. And this guy's calling the shots as multiple people come out. We know that Emmy's on her way, but we see this agent. He's signaling a team to breach right now. So I gotta move. Okay, how can we resolve this? Okay, we could do combat, and in this game, where are the rules for combat? It says right here, we have to give our adversary a rank. There are 2 ways to solve situations where you initiate a fight or forced into one. We can have instant, which is the combat is decided with a single action roll. Narratively, it happens in the blink of an eye or just a few blows. And then we have the extended version, which combat is resolved using progress bars similar to missions or connections. And each progress bar represents the durability of an adversary. It's their HP bar. And you make progress by landing successful hits. This option resembles traditional TTRPG mechanics and is a great choice if you want a cinematic, dramatic fight with more narrative weight. Okay, let's go with the extended one. Is there a way? Do I have a sheet to track it? Oh, adversaries. Yep. Nice. There is an adversary sheet. Okay, so we have, I don't know their names, so I'm just going to say agent. I'm writing them down in the adversary sheet. They are rank 3. So give your adversary a rank. -6 if your adversary is rank 3. So envision your objective and what's at risk, and then roll with body. Oh, that's instant combat. Oh, interesting. Okay, but we want extended. Okay, so give them a rank, reflecting their durability, skill, and threat level. Use the same rank as if you had a connection with them. You make progress by getting any success in an attempt to harm or weaken them. When all boxes are filled, your enemy is defeated. You and each ally who fought on your side gain rush equal to the adversary's rank. When you abandon or lose a fight, envision the consequence of this loss and pay the price. Okay, so rank 3. When you attack an adversary in close quarters or at a distance, roll with body. Let's see what my body is. +0. I'll take it. If a connection is providing direct support, add their rank to the roll. Stylish success, mark 1 progress. Then, if you used weapons or fangs, mark once more. If you were aided by a connection, mark extra progress equal to the health you would lose when fighting them. Okay, interesting. There's attacking, your experience. Okay, so let's do this. I have secured a position, so I'm attacking first. A +0 for body, standard, and then I have +1 for my gunnery aspect. I'm going to pull out my pistol, and then I have the +1 from that prepared advantage. So I have a 2d10 +2, and let's see how it goes. Oh no, that is 7. It's only 9. Oh no! I rolled a 4 and a 3. Can't use rush because none of the dice, it wouldn't help anyway. Could use blood, which would get me up to a 10. Because if I did failure, before you can land a hit, your enemy hits you or something else happens, pay the price. Ooh, that's rough. Okay, how about, oh my gosh, I'm gonna use 1 blood to make it a 10. So my blood goes down to 3. So that is a flat success as above, but I do suffer a consequence or a setback. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what do I get? So mark 1 progress. This guy's a rank 3, so it's literally just 1 progress there. Then if I use weapons or fangs, I can mark once more. There we go. So I'm marking again. If I was aided by a connection, I can mark extra progress equal to the health you would lose when fighting them. That's a little complicated. Not sure how that works. Mark extra progress equal to the health you would lose when fighting them. How would I know what health I would lose? Mark progress. It's a rank. Okay. Mark 1 progress. Rank 1. I really don't understand this. I'm going to look it up later. Okay, I just looked up the rule for how much I would lose. That is on page 20. It does explain. So if it's a rank 2 or 3 in terms of health, I would lose 2. So that's how, if I had help from my connection, but she's not here yet, I would have gotten 2 more progress against these people, because you have extra help. Okay. But Emmy is not here, unfortunately. She will get here eventually. But what is the set blow? The setback or counter blow? We'll say the service weapon is so loud. I drop one of these hunters before they can breach the safe house door, but because I'm using that weapon, I can mark the 2 out of 10 boxes, as I did. However, it means I have a counter blow. This intelligence agent isn't just a local vigilante. He turns, and I could see their thermal optic visor immediately zeroes in on the heat from the muzzle flash as I shot. And without hesitation, I can hear them bark a tactical command, and their strike team unloads like synchronized amount of suppressed fire into the fog, and you can hear these heavy caliber rounds shred my cover, and one tears into my shoulder. And because this is a rank 3 adversary, as we just learned, this is a serious this is the counter blow. They shoot back at me. It's a serious physical hit, and it cost me 2 health, and my health goes down to 3 instead of 5. Okay, health is at 3. Clarity is still at 5. Blood is at 3. Rush is at 2. And the agent progress check is at 2 out of 10. So the hunters are now fully aware of my position. The agent is directing them to flank me in the fog. So, let's see. Let's continue. Let's see how we can do this. Can I use a gift of mine? I have control, mind control to force answers from suspects. Is it just about forcing answers? because I would love it if I can force them to leave me alone. Okay, here we go. I got control up. I just wanted to read it one more time. Control. You can force someone to obey a single action command by meeting their gaze. Roll with mine. On a failure, you may spend 1 blood to re-roll any dice. So that's what I got. It does say 1 person though. Looks like he's sending multiple people, but hey, let's see. Let's try to force them to make a mistake. I'm gonna lock eyes with that commanding agent, and I'm gonna use my control gift to either step out of cover or halt their strike team. I only have 2d10 plus 1. If I fail, I can spend a blood to reroll. This game is brutal already. Okay, let's do it. Okay, 2d10 plus 1. Let's go. Oh, yes. That is 10, 11. I rolled an 11. Oh my God. Okay, 11. I'll take it. That is a flat success. Made progress, but you aren't in control. Okay, so I catch his gaze. I use my control gift. It pierces into his mind, and his hand shoots up, and you see that closed fist, and he barks a sharp, like involuntary command. You can see his body, like it forces out. It comes out of him, like rips through his body. Cease fire. Hold positions. And then you can hear their boots like abruptly stop. So it was a flat success. So I halted their assault. So I was able to break their coordination. Okay, I mark 1 success. Let's do it. Okay, so let's go back to extended combat just to make sure. It was a flat success as above, but of course it's a success with the complication. Mark 1 progress. Then if you used weapons or fangs, I didn't use weapons or fangs, and I was not aided by connection. Where the heck is Emmy? She needs to come in at some point. Where is Emmy? Oh, you know what? We can ask the Oracle. When you have questions about what happens next, you may go with what feels right and decide your fate based on the most obvious or interesting result. When you want to surprise yourself, or if you need inspiration, you may ask the Oracle. So the yes/no question Oracle is the simplest one and more versatile. To use it, decide the odds of a yes and roll on the table below to check the answer. That says alternately. So who's wrong? Is it me or this word? It might be me. Alternately? You may use it to pick between the 2 options you can think of. Rate 1 is likely and roll on the table below to see if it is true. If not, it is the other. Okay, let's see. The answer is yes. If you roll, then we see the tables here. Will Emmy be here in under 5 minutes? Actually, we need her quicker. Will Emmy be here in under 2 minutes? Now, Emmy's really good about her job, so I think that's going to be a D100 roll. I think it's likely. She said she was on her way, and she's usually quick, so I think it is likely. So that it would be 75 or less is yes. So I'm gonna roll. You guys, are you kidding me? I rolled a 95. Oh my God. But the price, I'm gonna say I lose 1 rush. Not because of the Emmy thing, but I forgot that I just rolled an 11 when I use my gift. And so the complication is my rush goes down to 1, but also Emmy's not gonna be on her way. Guess I gotta do this on my own for a while. I don't know where she's at. Rush is down to 1. Now let's see what the enemy does. As I stop them, I'm gonna roll a d6 because I have a custom like enemy turn like table, like their behavior, because I think that's really interesting. 2. They have a synchronized volley. The team opens fire on my last known position. So I'm going to roll to defend, which is body or mind. Defend, I'll use mind so that I can, I'll try to move quick enough. Okay, so let's roll to defend. That's going to be 2d10 plus mind, which is just +1. And let's see, is there anything else I can use? I have resilience. So I have a +2. Okay, once again, that is 2d10 plus 2. Oh, nice. Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, 14, 15. 15, finally. Oh my God, getting those stylish successes is harder than I thought. Woof, that is tough, you guys. Okay, 15. You succeeded and are in control of the situation. You gain 1 rush for any helpful feat. Then, if overcoming an obstacle, you gain 1 rush. If you're preparing, I wasn't preparing an advantage. I wasn't really attacking. I was like defending. But I would say I gained 2 rush. Now, is that for my adversary? Do I gain another completion on the track, the progress track? I'm not sure. Possibly. But I gained 2 rush, so it's going to go up to 3. Okay, so to start off, the Oracle has spoken. Emmy is caught up, delayed, or dealing with her own problems. And 2 minutes is an eternity in a fight, right? Because in normal games, it's like 6 seconds per round. That's a lot of rounds in 2 minutes. So for the rest of this clash, it looks like I am entirely on my own. The agent barks an order. The strike team, after he snaps out of it, they unleash another volley of suppressed gunfire. But I rolled a 15. And I used my mind. I used my resilience gift, hardened my flesh against the shrapnel and grazing rounds, stuff like that. So yeah, got the +2 on the rush. Rush is back to 3. So I'm back in control. I'm going to return fire. Let's do this. So I'm going to return fire, step out of the dust, return fire. Pew, pew, pew. This is just my service weapon. This is hilarious. So it is 2d20 plus 2d10 plus my body and my gunnery aspect. Success will mark 2 progress because I'm using my weapon. I got blood as a backup. My rush is at 3, which is only helpful if one of my d10s are 2 or less. 2, So let's go. 2d10 plus 2. Okay, that's a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a flat success. Okay, so in combat, a flat success will get me as above, but I suffer consequence again. So I'll mark 1 progress. So I can mark 2 progress because I did use a weapon. So 1, 2. Was not aided by connection because she's still not here. I'm going to shoot her when she gets here. So I'm shooting. I'm bringing down like the strike team. I'm halfway there, so let's say like half of the strike team is gone. So I've brought down like them to half capacity. However, again, that flat success, suffer a counterblow or a setback. They're not, this intelligence agent isn't rattled easily, and as his like guards drop, barks, he shouts another sharp command. The remaining hunters lay down more suppressing fire, and you hear the shooting against the concrete and like the bricks exploding. I'm gonna say I lose a little bit, a little bit of footing, and my rush, my momentum goes down to 2. Okay, so we are in a war of attrition here, people. So let's see. I'm gonna roll that D6 again. Let's see what they do. This is the enemy's turn. This is their tactical response table. I'm gonna roll on a D6. I rolled a 1. They reach for a flashbang. So I'm going to roll with body, and my body is 0. Okay, so they reach. Flashbang gets thrown. They push up under the cover of that grenade. And come on, 2 10s, 2 10s. Oh no, that's an 8. That is a failure. I'm going to say, I think clarity makes the most sense, especially because this is a flashbang. So I'm going to say my clarity goes down to 4. So let's see. Okay, so I just wanted to look up like what clarity means again. This condition, clarity if you're enduring despair, horror, and mental imbalance. So yes, that makes the most sense. But I did. Oh, right. I did fail a roll, so I lose that 1 clarity. But as we know in this game, when you fail a roll, you can mark a little. You could trace a line here on the diamond. Okay, so what I'm going to do next, I'm going to target them, but I'm going to be using like my vision gift because I have supernatural senses and I can read auras. So basically, I am aura targeting them. Let's go. That's awesome. I'm targeting their aura. I swear if Emmy doesn't get here soon. So I'm using that's plus my mind is +1, and then I'm using vision. So that's a +2, 2d10 +2. Let's go. Oh snap, it rolled over here. That is an 8. I rolled an 8 and a 7. 15, that's 17. Yes, let's go. Okay, so that was a stylish success. So, mark 1 progress. Boom. And I was using my weapon to shoot. I was targeting their auras. That's 2 progress. Was not aided by Emmy, seriously. So yes, I saw the pulsing living auras of the strike team, and they were pushing up like on a wrecked sedan or a car, and I saw it. Relied purely on that because that flashbang like blinded me for a second. I raise my service weapon, fire, and I drop another hunter. Nice. Okay, and then my rush goes up to 4 for that stylish success. Okay, so where the heck is Emmy? What is going on? Let's find out exactly why she has left us hanging. We're gonna roll a D100. What's going on? I think there's a table for this actually. Let's see. Let's go to the story. There's clue, combat, action, rumors. Actually, there is a whole table called What's Going On. Let's roll on it. Okay, that's a 2. Was killed. What? Oh my god. Okay, my character doesn't know this. We're gonna have to. My mind is like frozen right now. What? We just started. What? Let me just roll a d6. Let's see what the enemy does. I'm gonna roll a d6 to see the enemy's turn. I rolled a 4. It's a suicide charge. One of the wounded hunters, they pull the pin on a grenade and lunge at my cover. So I do need to roll with body, as I need to find immediate cover. So I'm rolling with body. My body is 0. So that's 2d10. I don't have anything that can help, so. And that's a 10. Oof, I think that's a flat success. Oh, thank God, yes, it's a 10. 10 and up is a flat success. Okay, you've made progress, but you aren't in control. You take the benefits of a stylish success, then pay the price. So, wow. Okay, so what that looks like narratively is that Wounded Hunter, he bursts through the smoke of the flashbang, armor shredded, eyes wide with fanaticism, and doesn't even raise his rifle. We see that he lunges at this wrecked sedan. We see the grenade clutched in his fist. But because I roll a 10, my FBI reflexes kick in just in time, and I raise my service weapon. I fire. I'm going to fire at him. I'm going to say I kicked him just in time, and the blast went wide, but it's still like making my ears ring and stuff. So my clarity is going to go down to 3. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I could use my control gift on the commander. Let's do that. I won't trade bullets in the open, but I'm going to lock eyes with him again. I see a cracked visor, and I'm going to use my control supernatural power. I'm going to try to get him to force himself to drop his weapon. That's going to be 2d10 plus mind plus control. That's 2d10 plus 2. 8, 9, 10. Now I could use rush. I have 4 rush. I could replace that 4. I think that would still get me only I'd still be in the flat success range, I think. So I think a flat success is a 10 to 14. Even if I replace this 1 with a 4, it would be 11 plus 2, which is 13. I'll still be. So 7, 8, 9, 10. I will keep this flat success. So it was a flat success. So on the progress track, I think what that looks like is I still take the results of a stylish success. So that is 1 there. And then I didn't use weapons or fangs, so I will not mark once more. I'm going to say he drops the gun, but and you know, I think this guy is like military conditioning. I think it kicks in so quickly. He snaps his gaze away from me, and then he draws a combat knife from his vest and then starts to lunge directly into my personal space before I can blink. I'm going to say I lose 1 rush momentum. That's going to be the setback. So I only need 2 more progress. Oh, this guy's tough. This is a rank 3, and I would have had, you know, if Emmy was here, having a connection is very helpful. So he's in my face. He swings. He has his squad is down. Now it's just him. No gun, no backup. He is cornered. I'm desperate. I need to put him down. I'm going to shoot. Point blank shot as he starts to rush towards me. I'm using my gunnery aspect. And that gives me a +1. 2d10 plus 1. Oof. Okay, so that is 5, 6, 7. If I replace this 1 with a 3, that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oof. But I could spend blood to get it up to a 10. I think that's what I'll do. So I'm gonna spend all my rush. It is currently at a 0. I'm also gonna spend a blood, and that goes down to 2. And that only brings me up to 10, but I'll take it. That is a flat success. So then flat success means I do mark 1 progress. And then I use weapons or fangs, so I will mark once more. There we go. Whoa, rank 3. That's a tough guy. So it's a success with a complication effectively. So what happens, I'm going to say, is that I shoot him point blank, but it's not quick enough before he does get one slice in. So he like nicks me before like I shoot, but also he made contact with his knife, and my health is going to go down to 2. And him and his team is decimated. I am bleeding, I am hungry, and entirely alone. And with that, the adrenaline starts to fade, and I'm starting to realize Emmy is gone. I think because of the vision ability, I think it came to me during the fight. I think that's how I'll figure it out. Oh, I can't believe that's crazy that she's dead. Wow, I think she was important in the Cassandra faction. Okay. We have to get out of here. I'm going to feed on all of these agents. Oh, the blood is still warm. I am at 2 out of 5 blood. I need to refuel. So, roll 2d10. Plus is my soul, and soul is actually a -1. So that is to feed and stop at the right time. So let's see. Okay, here we go. So to restore your blood, you must feed from a prey you meet, hunt, or subdue. Roll with soul to stop at the right time. If you're in the company of an affection-based connection, add a +1. I'm not. A stylish success will gain 3 blood, and if I'm starving, instead it only gains 2. Okay, so my soul is -1. Okay, 2d10 -1. Oof, that is a 5. -1, a 4. So when you fail, oh, I failed. So then I can trace the little diamond there. So that's a failure. But it says here that when you're feeding, you could treat it as a flat success. If you were starving right until now, they don't resist. So flat success, I also lose 1 rush. Well, I'm at 0 rush, so I don't know what that means. I can't lose what I don't have. So then I guess it's the stylish success. So if you're starving, treat it as a flat success. Okay, so then I will, if you're not starving. So I'm not starving, so I'll move up to flat success. Flat just says also 1 rush. I don't stop at the right time. They're dead already, so I don't know if that matters. Okay, so that is blood. So next, I want to go, I have wounds because I was shot and stabbed. And I'm 2 out of 5 health. I do need to take a moment, so let's see how this works. So, health. So to restore your health, you regenerate your corpse. Roll with body. I'm not wounded, so treat a failure as a flat success. Okay, let's roll that. Body is 0, so 2d10 plus 0. That is a 6. I rolled 2 3s. Failure is also a flat success, but you lose 2 blood instead, or lose 2 rush. How about I choose to lose 2 rush? I gotta look up what happens if I lose rush but don't have any to lose. I want to make sure I'm doing that right. So I rolled a 6. You regenerate your corpse. Roll with body. Otherwise, okay, I do go back up to full health, but I lose 2 blood or 2 rush. I'd rather lose 2 rush, but I want to know what happens. Okay, so the game does say, when you have 0 rush and lose more, choose one. The cost is steeper. You can lose clarity, mask, blood, or your objectives are undermined. Envision how this complicates a mission, connection, or fight. Then erase one progress on the respective track according to its rank. Sometimes situations or feats will prompt you to create a meter for something. To do it, fill one of the 2 blank meters on the bottom right of your character sheet accordingly. If you've already used both, you can use the ones in your adventure sheet. Oh, okay. That's the rush, but the character sheet has a section for these like blank meters, and I have no idea. Let's create a meter. That could be fun. Okay, so this was the first mission. I took out the guys. So we're gonna roll to fulfill the mission. So the raid. This was a rank 2 mission complete. Okay, here he goes. Fulfilling a mission. When you reach your objective and conclude, roll with the number of boxes filled in your progress track for this mission. Ignore any other bonuses. Oh, with the number of... I have all 10. Okay. 2d10 plus 10. Okay, 2d10 plus 10. Okay, that is 5 and 2. That is 7. So that is a 17. Okay. So that was a stylish success. The mission is fulfilled. You and your allies who committed to this mission gain experience. Trace your reward on the most appropriate track. If this mission pertained to a supernatural being or was meant to improve your reputation, trace the reward in renown. Could be insight. I mean, this will help with my reputation. It's probably renown. This was a rank 2 mission. Since it was rank 2, I only fulfill 2 traces. Okay, also my blood goes back up to 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this one, we're going to have a new meter. We're going to call it heat. This is the backup arriving type meter on my sheet. So if I linger too long on the corpse or the vitals flatlining sends out some type of distress signal, because I don't know who these people are. That's what's going to happen. And we do not want it to get to 5. If this fills, heavily armored hunter reinforcement squad will descend on my location. Okay, that was interesting. So now we are going to end this play session here. That wasn't too bad, but I do want to continue to explore. I can see already, like, if I played like 3 sessions, 3 more or 4 sessions, the mechanics would come easier. I think it was just a lot to first see it and to learn all of it at once. I might come back to this. Let's see. At least one more. We got to meet. We got to meet up with Lucas, and we got to figure out what happened to Emmy and like avenge her, right? So there's a whole bunch of story that can continue to happen. So who knows? Might come back to it, but there is a whole list of other solo RPGs that I got on the docket. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I'll see you guys in the next one.